castles. The very word evokes a sense of awe and wonder. These ancient fortresses, with their towering walls and intricate designs, have stood the test of time, bearing witness to centuries of history. They are not just buildings, they are symbols of an era long past, where every stone has a story to tell. These majestic structures, rising from hilltops and commanding valleys, stand as enduring testaments to human ingenuity and ambition. From their strategic locations, they offered unparalleled views of the surrounding landscapes, serving both as defensive strongholds and as beacons of power and prestige. They transport us back to a time of knights and chivalry, of sieges and battles, of kings and queens ruling their realms. The echoes of clashing swords and the tales of heroic deeds still resonate within their ancient halls, reminding us of a world where honor and bravery were paramount. Their imposing silhouettes etched against the sky have captivated imaginations for centuries, their stories woven into the fabric of history and legend. As the sun rises and sets, casting dramatic shadows and golden hues, these castles stand as silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of the past. Since time immemorial, castles have been more than just fortresses. They have served as symbols of power, wealth, and status. Their grand halls and luxurious chambers were the settings for royal ceremonies, diplomatic meetings, and grand feasts, showcasing the opulence and grandeur of their inhabitants. Their towering walls and fortified gates spoke of impenetrable defense, while their opulent interiors whispered tales of lavish banquets and courtly intrigue. The grand banquet halls, adorned with tapestries and chandeliers, were places where alliances were forged and destinies were decided over sumptuous feasts. They were centers of governance, military strongholds, and cultural hubs, shaping the destinies of nations and leaving an indelible mark on the landscapes they inhabit. Within their walls, decisions were made that would alter the course of history, and cultural treasures were safeguarded, preserving the legacy of civilizations for future generations. In the turbulent medieval period, castles served a dual purpose, providing refuge and projecting dominance. With invasions and conflicts a constant threat, these fortified structures offered protection for both the ruling elite and the common folk seeking shelter within their walls. They were safe havens, symbols of security and resilience in a world often defined by uncertainty. Yet, castles were far more than just defensive structures. They served as potent symbols of power and authority, projecting the might and prestige of their owners. Their sheer size and grandeur served as a deterrent to potential attackers, while their elaborate designs and luxurious interiors showcased the wealth and sophistication of their inhabitants. The strategic importance of a castle's location cannot be overstated. Throughout history, the placement of a castle was a decision of immense consequence, often determining the success or failure of its inhabitants. Medieval architects and military strategists meticulously chose sites that offered natural advantages for defense. They considered the terrain, the availability of natural barriers, and the ease with which the castle could be supplied and reinforced. Hilltops were highly sought after, providing commanding views of the surrounding countryside and making it difficult for enemies to approach undetected. The elevation not only offered a vantage point, but also made direct assaults more challenging for attackers. Proximity to vital resources such as rivers, forests, and fertile land was also crucial. These resources were essential for the daily life and long-term sustainability of the castle's inhabitants. Rivers provided both a natural barrier and a means of transportation, while forests supplied timber for construction and fuel. The presence of a river could also facilitate trade and communication with other regions, enhancing the castle's economic and strategic value. Fertile land ensured a sustainable food supply for the castle's inhabitants, allowing them to withstand prolonged sieges. The ability to grow crops and raise livestock within the castle's vicinity reduced dependence on external supplies which could be cut off during times of conflict. The choice of location was a delicate balance between defensibility, accessibility, and resource availability, a testament to the strategic thinking of medieval military minds. Each castle's placement was a reflection of the priorities and challenges of its time, showcasing the ingenuity and foresight of those who built and inhabited these formidable structures. Section 4. Medieval marvels, constructing giants without modern tools. The construction of a medieval castle was a monumental undertaking, a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance of medieval builders who lacked the sophisticated tools and technology available today. It was a process that demanded immense manpower, skilled craftsmanship, and an unwavering dedication to the task at hand. The primary building material for most castles was stone, chosen for its strength and durability. Quarrying, transporting, and shaping these massive blocks of stone was an arduous process, often involving hundreds of laborers working in unison. Using simple tools like hammers, chisels, wedges, and levers, they extracted stones from quarries, sometimes located miles away from the construction site. Section 5. Fortresses of stone, architectural ingenuity for impregnable defense. Medieval castles were designed with defense in mind, their architectural features intricately planned to withstand sieges and repel attacks. These fortresses were not just homes for nobility, but also strongholds that could protect entire communities during times of war. The strategic placement of these castles on high ground or surrounded by natural barriers like rivers and cliffs added an extra layer of defense, making them formidable obstacles for any invading force. Thick, imposing walls, often several meters thick, formed the first line of defense designed to withstand battering rams and other siege weapons. These walls were constructed using layers of stone and mortar, creating a solid barrier that was nearly impossible to breach. The outer walls were often complemented by inner walls, creating multiple layers of defense that attackers had to overcome. Narrow windows, often little more than arrow slits, allowed defenders to rain down projectiles on attackers while minimizing their own exposure to enemy fire. These arrow slits were strategically placed to cover all angles of approach, ensuring that no part of the castle was left undefended. The design of these slits also allowed archers to shoot at a wide range of angles, increasing their effectiveness in repelling attackers. Staircases were often designed to spiral upwards in a clockwise direction, giving defenders wielding swords a significant advantage during close-quarters combat. This design forced attackers, who were usually right-handed, to expose more of their bodies as they ascended, making them easier targets for defenders. Additionally, the narrow and confined space of these staircases made it difficult for attackers to use their weapons effectively. Moats, deep trenches filled with water, further enhanced the castle's defenses, hindering the approach of siege towers and making it difficult for attackers to reach the base of the walls. These moats were often stocked with fish, providing a food source during sieges, and sometimes even filled with stakes or other obstacles to further deter attackers. The combination of these defensive features made medieval castles some of the most impregnable structures of their time, standing as testaments to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of their builders.